I'm live, it says. All right. Let's see. I'm just getting started. This is my first YouTube live I have ever done. And I'm going to talk about Derrick Jaxn and the other. And I ended up in this space because I wrote a book about dating. And I wrote the book because someone was writing about dates on Twitter, and I saw the stuff that people were saying. I was like, you know what? I should write a book about dating. And somebody responded and said, yes, you should. So I did. I didn't really know that this dating relationship space was filled with so many scammers until I got into it. And the first one I came across was actually Nicole Michelle. And then the next one was Ro. And if you follow my blogs, you guys know the whole wife school crazy cult thing that's been going on for a very long time. And then it was like a snowball effect. It was just, after I found out about those two, another one came up and another one. And, eventually it just turned into, oh my gosh, this space is filled with scammers and frauds. And it's, actually pretty scary because they prey on Black women. Black women are very vulnerable in this space. I know it's because Black women have to deal with racism and sexism. It makes us more vulnerable to abuse and to traumas. I know that this is why we're targeted, because there's already it's already an industry or a world that looks down on us. And so putting us in a position to feel bad about ourselves makes us more vulnerable. I mean, Black women have to deal with sexism, which is, I'm going to talk about patriarchy later, but racism. I mean, we are told that we're ugly, that our lips are ugly, that our hair is ugly, that we can't go out in our natural state. I mean, there's all of these terrible things that Black women always have to deal with. And that makes us have to deal with like being put down all the time. It makes it hard on our self-esteem. And then what happens is we become more vulnerable to someone who wants to take advantage of us. And I think in this dating and relationship space, people are making a lot of money selling Black women on, you need a man to survive. And this is the relationship you want. And it's, I didn't even write my book in that space. I wrote the book because I was like, hey, here's some dating advice. This is stuff I've actually done. And to see now, after being in the space, I wrote my book 4 years ago, and being in the space for this long, it's hard to watch all of these scammers and fraudulent people come in. And so this Derrick Jaxn guy, which, that's what I'm going to talk about today. I remember seeing his videos. I've never been a follower of Derrick Jaxn. I've always been a little bit suspicious of his motivations. Some of you all know I lived in Atlanta for some time, so I heard the rumors of him cheating. Like, there were rumors. But Derrick Jaxn, like the other male dating relationship experts, has always made me feel a little wary of them, because why do you as a man want to tell women how to date? It's always the question, like, why are you here? Like, what makes you want to be here? But seeing his videos, he would say some things that sometimes made sense, but I was always like, if I saw it, people would post his videos. It was, the guy in his car, and somebody told me before I made this video, I think it was Anthony on Facebook, that don't do my video in the car. So I'm at the desk as you recommended, Anthony. So he would do these videos. And the thing about scammers, you guys, is that they always say things to you that make sense. That's how they get you in. They pull you in. And, he pulled a lot of people in, because a lot of the stuff he said was viable. It was useful sometimes, but it's the thing about it is again, every time I would see his videos, I just would say, why are you here? Why are you telling women how to date? And then, people said he was married and he talked about his wife or whatever. But it's the same thing that he, along with a lot of these people, I mean, there's so many, he was out here putting on this image of this life that he had when he wasn't living that life. He was mistreating his wife by cheating on her. And here's the big thing. And Tracy, hey Tracy, I see you in the chat. I see you, Kitty Ham. I see you in the chat. Here's the thing. Tracy pointed out to me earlier. These people, these Derrick Jaxns, these Bro Cutnos, these people are causing real harm to women, Black women especially, which is why I ended up blogging about the wife school in the first place, because it's actually hurting people. I mean, right now, Derrick's wife is the biggest victim of all of this. And here he is parading his wife in public, embarrassing her, and it's making the harm worse. And I mean, I did watch one of his videos. I didn't watch all of them because it takes a lot for me to watch these videos. I saw his wife made another live, and it's sad that she, first of all, when you get in the public eye, even this little bit of YouTubing and, Instagramming and stuff that I do, blogging that I do, when you get in the public eye, you put yourself in a position for criticism. But the other part that happens is you put your family and anybody affiliated you in the position to be criticized. And that's hard. If you don't have tough skin, if your family doesn't have tough skin, if your spouse doesn't have tough skin, you are vulnerable to these attacks. You are vulnerable in ways that if you're not prepared for it, it is really hard. So today was the first time I saw her, his wife's Instagram. And, if you scroll through her Instagram, you get, back a couple of years, you see a different Instagram than you see the last couple of months. And that says a lot to me. It says that she's been going through some hard times. And if you're dealing with a person who's cheating on you, that's hard. That's hard. But if you are dealing with a person who's famous and cheating on you, that's even harder. So I know in one of the videos I watched where they were holding hands, and don't even get me started on the craziness of that, using your victim to protect yourself. But she was talking about she left him. Yeah. I don't know why she came back. I mean, I know that usually people like Derrick Jaxn, he's very charming and charismatic, and that is a red flag to me because I've dealt with a narcissist and I've dealt with narcissistic abuse. And looking at her Instagram, you see a woman who pretty well pulled together, looks, we don't know what's going on in anybody's lives, but from the outside we can see that she looked pretty good. She was involved in her exercise and she went out and she dressed up, and then you see a progression into something else. That's how narcissistic abuse works. It slowly wears you down. And I feel like, I don't know them, but I'm looking at a woman who is being victimized because he cheated on her. He admits it. He's sitting there being the, he's dragging his wife out to save him from, the criticism, which he wholeheartedly deserves. He's held himself in a light of being a relationship expert. Meanwhile, he's cheating on his wife. And you can see this woman's face and her body language, even though she's saying she's supporting him, and even though she's saying for whatever religious reasons she came up with that that's why she's there, this isn't comfortable for her. This isn't, you can tell she doesn't want to be there. She's doing it, but she doesn't want to be there. And that's the manipulation. She's put in a position where she feels like she should. And I think that at some point, these people who are just abusing Black women by creating programs and videos to tell them how to get a man or be in a relationship. This has to stop. Like, yeah, I'm here. I wrote a book. I wrote a book before I knew all of this existed. And now I'm here and I'm in it and I'm talking about it. But, you know, if you don't buy my book, I'm good. Like, I'm cool. That's okay with me. I'm not going to try to sell you. And that's the thing. Okay, the thing about these programs, and they work because they're telling people what they want to hear. It's like diet programs that you see on TV. Eat anything you want and you'll lose weight. Now, if you know anything about nutrition and losing weight, that's not true. But people want to believe that they can just do nothing and lose weight. It's the same thing. There's all of them, you know, what's his name? Kevin Samuels and Nicole Michelle, they all kind of do the same thing. They're selling a fantasy that women really want to believe. If I dress a certain way, if I act a certain way, if I do these things, and I'll attract this type of man. And this doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I think that's been like hard for me in the space because I'm not selling any dreams. You know, I'm telling you, hey, this is some dating advice that I use, and I actually used it. It worked. In fact, even in my book, I said I didn't write about relationships because I hadn't been in a healthy relationship yet. I'm in a healthy relationship now, but I hadn't been in one when I wrote my book. So I wasn't going to write about relationships because why would I write about something I didn't know? So I knew about dating. I had been on many, many dates, and I understood how to date men. That's something I know how to do. I wrote about it. What I see is, you know, the hook that these people have to get people sucked into these programs and these scams is they're telling them what they want to hear. Hey, just be this way, and magically a man will show up that you want. And that is problematic in so many ways. And that other thing that they're selling is a husband or a guy will solve all of your problems. It will make you happy. A relationship will make you happy. Let me tell you something. And I've said this many times. If you are unhappy in your life right now, if you are unhappy, getting into a relationship will not make you happy. It will not solve your problems. In fact, getting into a relationship when you are unhappy will only make you more unhappy. You can't expect someone outside of yourself to make you feel good about yourself. You can't do that. It's not possible. Making yourself feel better, making yourself happy has everything to do with you. It doesn't have anything to do with someone outside of you. If you're unhappy, you need to go figure out why you're unhappy. Nobody else can figure out why you're unhappy. Nobody can solve your problems for you. You have to do that on your own. You have to go and figure out what it is causing your unhappiness. It could be your current situation. It could be childhood trauma. Therapy, guys, therapy. Lord, please, people, try therapy. It's really helpful. You know, like, don't keep going to these people who are selling you lies. They are capitalizing on your insecurities. And that is the issue. The biggest issue I have with all of these dating people and scammers, they are capitalizing on women's insecurities. They know what they are. They are using them to harm even more. Because, you know, I'll give an example. I wrote about her, the last blog I did on one of the wife school victims. She went from having a business to now she's off in Senegal somewhere looking for a husband instead of dealing with whatever is causing her mental breakdown. That's not okay. It's not okay to victimize somebody who's already struggling. And that's what these people do. I mean, you know, Derrick Jaxn is making a lot of money. That's why he's trying really hard right now to get his wife to be in front of him, with him, holding her hand. You know, we're holding hands to, you know, make it seem like he's going to repair his relationship because his brand depends on that marriage. that money depends on him, surviving this particular incident. It to me is just I guess I'm on this live because I feel a certain amount of responsibility to really get the word out that, look, ladies, if you're single, it's not a bad thing. If you're not in a bad place because you're single. You're not a bad person because you don't have a husband. It's okay to be single. It's all right. It's going to be okay. And the other thing is, I noticed that religion is, I'm looking at the wife's live stream. She's fully indoctrinated in a religion that's telling her she has to, I guess, stand by her husband. And, I'm seeing this, okay, let me think about how I want to say this. I'm on live. Y'all have to bear with me while I'm pulling my thoughts together. But patriarchy and white supremacy go hand in hand. And most religions, the ones in the Western world, are based in patriarchy. And the thing about patriarchy is it depends on the labor of women to survive. And that labor can be emotional labor. It can be physical labor. It's the labor of women. Men are dependent in patriarchy on women, on women's labor. They're dependent on it. And the reason why so many men and so many religious people balk at the idea of women coming out of patriarchy and not choosing to be traditional and be in traditional roles is because it breaks the patriarchy down. Patriarchy can't survive if women don't play the roles that they've been told they have to play, which is wives and mothers and support and no independence. If women step out of those roles, then it becomes a broken system. Well, patriarchy is a system of oppression, just like white supremacy. In fact, they go hand in hand. I don't know if you know, it's not just Black people having this debate of return to traditional values. This is happening outside the Black community as well. But it's still all the same thing. Patriarchy, racism, sexism, it's all the same bubble. It's all the same thing. It's all working together to oppress certain people. Oppress women, oppress Black people, oppress people of color, oppress gay people, oppress, transgender people. These systems of oppression are put in place to keep the system working. Our whole country is based on white supremacy. When you start breaking the system, people don't like it. It takes away comfort. Men don't like when women don't want to play traditional gender roles because now, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to take care of myself? Yes, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to take care of yourself. This is what they don't like. This is why there's a big, group of people who are against feminism. It's just all of these systems of oppression are being broken. And as they're being broken, there's just a whole backlash from the people who want to be in place. And there are women who want to be part of patriarchy. And a lot of these dating relationship experts are people who support patriarchy. It's sad to me. Here's my thing. If you're a woman who wants a man and that's what you want in your home, I don't care. I'm not in your home. I don't care what you do. I don't care what people do in their private lives. I am, one of the things that they always make a mistake about feminism is about choice. No one who's a feminist says that women have to work. Nobody. We say you choose the life you want. If you want to work, work. If you want to stay home, stay home. You want to be a wife, be a wife. You don't want to be a wife, don't be a wife. You want to have kids, have kids. If you don't want to have kids, don't have kids. And they don't want you to believe that that's what feminism is about. They want you to believe that feminism is coming for you and hates men and is going to make life hell. In fact, I even see posts pretty regularly that say feminism hates men and wants to control men and, makes women depressed. That was the one. It was like feminism makes women depressed. It's like, how's that work? In fact, a lot of the women who are depressed are, in traditional women family roles. So how's that possible? So it's all of these things are connected. It's complex, and it's just, I'm tired, y'all, of seeing these people jump to fame and then you find out they're fraudulent. And I mean, and the signs are there. Like, right now, I know the rumors are out there about Kevin Samuels, but I don't know if they're true, so I'm not going to say them. Nicole Michelle's out there. She says she's engaged. We're going into 2 years in engagement. We've never seen her with a guy. I forget the lady's name who was found out she wasn't even married, and she had photoshopped a guy that she claimed was her husband in the pictures. I mean, the signs are there. You know, the signs of someone being a fraud are there. I mean, Ro Cudno, you know, she's super fraudulent, and the lies, I mean, she'll say one thing one day and say the opposite the next day. I mean, it's always there. The signs are always there. And it bothers me that people will still follow them with all the signs right in front of them that says that this is a lie. And again, it comes down to people really want to believe that there's a magical thing that will happen with relationships. That's just the thing that they really want to believe. And Tracy, I'm gonna say what you said earlier. It's even smart women fall for this. You know, anyone can fall for a scam. But I think one of the things that I want to point out is even smart women fall for narcissists. I did it. I'm not the only one. And the problem, like what I'm seeing with Derrick Jaxn, is that he's highly manipulative. You know, what we're seeing with his videos and dragging his wife out is him manipulating the situation to his advantage. And that I need people to understand and be aware and be vigilant and, you know, start talking about. I guess that's why I'm here. I'm on live. You know, you guys know. Tracy knows, especially me in these videos. I'm here because we have to look out for one another as Black women. I shared those blogs, those from the interviews from the wife school victims on my own website because I hate knowing that Black women are taken advantage of. I know that main news media is not going to cover it. I know that nobody cares about us. So, you know, I'm just trying to do, I guess, my part and make sure that I'm saying something. Make sure I'm doing what I need to do to make sure that people know, look, listen, if you're listening and you're a single woman and you're saying, I got to get a husband, you don't have to have a husband. You will survive. If you think a man is going to solve your problems, he is not. I don't care what problems you have. He is not going to solve them. He's not going to magically show up and solve your problems. If you think that dressing a certain way is going to attract a certain type of man to you, and oh God, don't get me started on the, what is it? High value man? What do they call it? I don't know. None of that is real. Just like the masculine man and the feminine woman theories or whatever, that stuff, that drives me crazy because it's not real. None of this stuff is real. These classes, you may be more feminine. You know what attracts people to you? Being yourself. Be the best version of you. Whatever you are, whoever you are, be your best version of yourself. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. Whatever you are. If you are unhappy, please don't date. Just don't date. If you're depressed, don't date. Go work on you. That's what you have to do. Go work on yourself. If you are sad and just struggling with everything and you're struggling in the dating world and you're unhappy, stop. Full stop. Just go work on you. Get the therapy you need. If you need therapy, talk to somebody. Find your joy. Find what makes you happy. You know, maybe you need to change a job. Maybe you need to cut off toxic people in your life. Maybe whatever you need to do to make yourself happy. Do that first. Then when you're feeling good about yourself and you're happy and you're living your life and going on about your business, date if you want to. Some people don't want to date. Some people don't want to date, and that's okay. It's okay. Some people want to get married. And I think that's something that we don't hear enough. Some people don't want to be in a relationship, and we need to normalize that. Some people want to be single. Some people don't want to have kids, and we need to normalize that too. That's the other thing that a lot of these people put pressure on women to have children. Not everybody wants kids. Not everybody wants to be a mom, and that's okay. I love being a mom, but if somebody told me they don't want to be a mom, I understand. It's cool. Your choice. It's about choice. And I know that women making choices like this, women saying, I don't want to be married and I don't want to have kids and I don't want to do that. That is hard for a lot of people to hear, but that's just the facts. Like, you can change your mind. You can, do all sorts of things. And which bring me back to Derrick Jaxn's wife. From Instagram, it looked like she's been with him since high school. You changed a lot in the years after high school. To be in a relationship in high school and still be in it in your 30s, that's a long time. There's a lot that happens between high school and 30s. I mean, there's a lot of growing up. There's a lot of changes. I'm looking at her, and I hate talking about her so much, but I'm looking at her as a person who's just probably had a lot put on her and hasn't been able to be herself. I hope that she gets an opportunity to get out of this relationship so that she can go and find her happiness without having to be dragged through the mud, in this foolishness. Because it's unfair. It's unfair. She didn't ask for it. She didn't put herself out there. And, now she's dealing with it. And the same thing, I don't know. I'm just going on now. I'm rambling. But still, I don't know. What do y'all think? Tell me what you think. I see, a lot of people in the chat. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate you guys being here. This is cool. I'm going to try to do more videos. I am, Tracy. I'm trying, girl. I'm trying to do this. But yeah, so we got to do better, folks. We got to look out for each other. We have to stop letting these scammers just continue to get away with taking advantage of Black women. I know the scammers will always be around, but let me tell you, wife school, Ro Cutno, she's struggling. She's struggling to get that wife school back up. She's done lives and they're in Senegal. And if you're in any of the groups that I'm in who kind of follow the shenanigans of the wife school, it's looking like the struggle wife school is what it's looking like. So, all the craziness. By the way, since I'm here, make sure you follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Let's see. Instagram is KaiFlyMommy, and Facebook is Kai Nicole, and Twitter's Kai Nicole too. Make sure you follow my Date Like a Woman pages. Make sure you subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be doing more and more of these. So let's say we have to show grace and compassion to women who have been victimized. Yes, Tracy, we do. We have to show more grace. And it's hard though. Let me say, Tracy, hold on. Yes, I agree with you, but at the same time, the white school people say a lot of nasty things about women. And I know we have to show grace, but we also can't be, pushovers. We have to draw a line between showing grace and putting up with foolishness. Like, I think one of her followers put up that hair bonnets were making Black men poor. Is that what she said? Something like that. And how? Come on, how? And then on top of that, her hair, like, listen, you guys, if you know me, I hate how women are attacked about how they look. Like, that has always bothered me because Black women get attacked the most. We do. We get attacked the most about how we look. White women can do the exact same thing as we do, and yet we're subjected to negative attention and they don't get the same negative attention. But she put up this post about hair bonnets, and it's like, okay, if you want to talk about hair bonnets, your hair needs to be on point. I'm just saying, you don't talk about somebody else's hair when your hair is not okay. That's my thing. You have to, you know, oh yeah, I know you ain't talking about real, but you have to, make sure you say, you whatever you're saying about somebody else, nobody can point at you and say the same thing. That's the point. Like, you can't talk about how somebody looks or somebody's weight or somebody's dress, and you ain't pulled together like that. It just doesn't work like that. I don't know why the wife school people are like this, but they will come for somebody's outfits or their hair, and it's like, have you seen the wife school people? Have you? Because I'm just saying, y'all, it's not exactly the group you want to follow for fashion or hair advice. It's a lot of struggling going up in there. But yeah, we do have to show grace and compassion. We have to look out for one another, which is why this is why I started down this path several years ago, exposing the wife school. I have another blog coming up about Namaste More. Another woman reached out to me, and I need to post her words. It's difficult sometimes when I get emails from the victims of these scammers. It takes a lot for me to process it. Like, I'll tell you in a second, Tracy, but it takes a lot for me to process how hard it is for a lot of these women and what they're going through. And I asked this question in a group, what is it that attracts you to these things? And it's like, they're struggling with something. And I get that. I've been through my ups and downs. I've been through a lot of things. And I don't talk about it, but I've been through really hard times in my life. And I get not feeling like you have any worth, not feeling like people love you, looking for something. And these people take advantage of that. And we have to, that's why I use my own platform to talk about this. But by doing that, I opened the door for a lot of women who have been victimized to reach out to me. And, I have to process what they send before I can even share it with you guys. Sometimes it's hard because I realize that this stuff is harmful. It's harmful what these people are doing. So what are they doing in Senegal? Tracy, girl, what are they doing? First of all, they're doing poverty porn, which is disgusting. That's horrible. I don't share this stuff on my page because I don't like giving them any attention. The other thing they're doing is having parties, but they're the saddest, most pathetic parties you've ever seen in your life. It's like two couples and another person dancing, and they can't dance. And then I think I read a post, they had a dinner party. And it was not well put together. They keep trying to present like they're these really rich people, but it's not translating across as wealth at all. So yeah, they just embarrassing themselves in Senegal is what they're doing. And then the one woman who went over there, I'm a little concerned because she took her son, who looks to be about 10 years old, and the stuff that's posted in the group that she's posted, you don't see her son. And I'm a little concerned, it's just concerning that a woman hopped a plane with her son and you don't see him in a foreign country with her. You see her walking around the streets of Senegal taking random pictures with random men, but you don't see her son. And, I'm a mom. I tell you, if I go out of the country with my little one, you're going to see her in some pictures. You're not going to see her. Oh, you're not going to just see me and not her. You're going to see my child. So a little concerning because school's still going on. So the child's out of school and she's been there a while, maybe like a month. So it's a little concerning. And that's the thing about the wife school thing is we've been through this. We've seen women get into the wife. In fact, I heard a rumor about the ones you don't see anymore. I'll just share the rumor. Yeah, in a pandemic too, girl, like no mask. She's taking pictures with random people with no mask. And I don't see any mask in the videos I've seen. They just out in Senegal in a pandemic, but they're not the brightest. But then I heard a rumor about some people who used to be affiliated with the wife school when they went to think they were in Morocco or something. Heard one of them got robbed at knife point. But you haven't seen that bunch with the wife school in a while, because the wife school just blew up. Like Derrick Jaxn is blowing up now, so the wife school blew up a couple years back, and a lot of people that were affiliated with it are no longer affiliated with it and disappeared off the scene. Like I said, I'm here because I feel responsible, because I'm in the space to speak up for Black women, and make sure that we're protected. I know that people will say, oh, you're just trying to sell books. I already put my book out there for sale. It's been out there a long time. But now I have a platform, and I'm going to use the platform to do the most positive work I can do. And if that means speaking up on behalf of single Black women, even though I'm not single, but I've been single, I've felt it, I know what it's like. And to say that I'm a feminist and that we don't have to put up with the foolishness anymore, I'm going to say that. And if there are people out there taking advantage of us, I'm going to talk about it. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to do what I can to make sure that people know about these scammers, to make sure they know what they're peddling to people, to make sure people understand that you don't have to listen to somebody. If the story doesn't add up, folks, and I mean, let's be honest, Derrick Jaxn started off posting a lot of videos in his car. I know a lot of people do that. It still is a little weird. Like, you got to trust your instincts. Those first little, that might not feel right. Go with the first instinct that something might be wrong. Don't just ignore your instinct. Like, just trust. The first instinct is usually the correct one. So if you feel a little off about somebody, trust it. Just trust it. I appreciate you too, Tracy. And I appreciate everybody joining today. I mean, I think I've been rambling long enough. So again, follow me, Kai Nicole, Twitter, Kai Nicole, Facebook, Kai Fly Mommy on Instagram. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on this YouTube, because I'm gonna keep doing these, but you all gotta subscribe. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. I don't know, Tracy, you got to tell me if I'm missing something, because Tracy is my partner. She's my homegirl. She's been around. We've been friends for years. And thank you. I didn't ramble. Thank you, Tracy. And she's so supportive. Make sure you check out her website, artisaweapon.org. If I didn't say that right, tell me, Tracy. And just everybody, look out for one another. Share this video, please, if you liked it. And check out the blog. I'm going to post that blog probably tomorrow on the Namaste More. It's a little hard, so it took me a while. I don't know if the woman who sent me the information is watching, but I know I said I was going to post it. I know it's been a while, but I had to process it myself. So I'll post that tomorrow. And, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.